Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to all of my irresistible money magnets out there. It is Money Monday, so we're gonna chat. As you can see, kind of dry. This video almost didn't happen, but one monkey don't stop the show. So let's get into it. First, we're gonna recap. So last week and the week before, we talked about budgeting in a general aspect, and then I gave you some real live examples of budgeting with two different types of incomes. One was on the lower end, one was like mid range. And then the week before that, we talked about how much money you really do have. So, this week's topic is going to be spending, specifically overspending and getting your priorities in order when it comes to spending. Now, what I mean by getting your priorities in order is this. If you live in an apartment by yourself and you don't have roommates, and the car that you have has a car note, if that car note is more than your rent, you're overspending and your priorities aren't right. If the purse, the bag, the wallet that you carry on a regular basis costs more than the amount of money you have access to on a daily basis, money, not credit, money, then your priorities are out of order. If you wear wigs, weaves, bundles, and those items equate to more than the amount of money you have access to in your bank account or under your bed, under your mattress, wherever you keep your money, if that's more than that, that's overspending and your priorities again are out of order. There are several reasons why people choose to or tend to overspend. One is people get sad, so they want to do some retail therapy and they don't take in consideration, okay, this is how much allowance I have to do retail therapy. Then you have the opposite. Some people get excited, they get real happy, and they just want to, spend, spend, spend. I've done it before. I've been on vacation and, got a little extra and then went over and above and beyond. So when it come back, I gotta dial it back in to make sure that I'm right. You know what I mean? Um, the other thing is sometimes people spend money or do things to try to impress people who are in the same situation or even worse off than they are themselves. You know what I mean? To impress your friends, to impress your people. Real quick story. So when my son Jalen turned 16, originally I was going to give him my Camaro, but part of the deal was his grade point average had to stay up at a 3.5 all through high school up until he got the car. And then after I gave him the car, after I was going to give him the car, it had to be maintained at that level as well. That didn't happen. But he still got a car when he turned 16. I got him a 1999 Lexus GS 300. Not a bad car by no means, but it wasn't the 2014 Chevy Camaro. So at first he was feeling the type of way and worried about what his friends was gonna think. I said, boy, you worrying about what people that's getting dropped off and what people that's sitting at the bus stop when you driving? Like, make that make sense. How does that work out? You worried about impressing people who is at the bus stop while you drive by in whatever you driving. I remember my first car that I got came from a tow yard. It cost me $1,200. It was a 1989 Honda Civic, and this was in 1999. So the car was 10 years old, but guess what? It got me where I needed to be when I needed to be, and wasn't worried about impressing nobody because I didn't have no car note. So yeah, but and that at that point, that's when I also realized that I had to teach him about quiet money. I've learned that people in, I won't just say us, but in urban culture in general, like there's been this whole movement with wearing your wealth. Real wealthy people don't wear their wealth. I for a long time take Oprah Winfrey for example. When she used to do her show, true enough, she didn't have them labels on because they wasn't paying her for advertising. But other than them red bottom shoes, you never knew what kind of shirt she had on. Never knew what kind of watch she had on. You get what I'm saying? If you were to ever to look at Bill Gates when he come on TV. them the stuff that he's wearing are labels, but he's not advertising the label. You know what I mean? I need my people to get on this whole quiet money hype. Some days I'm walking around, I'm labeled down, top to bottom. You never know why, because I'm not showing it. You would have to know the label in order to know that I have on a label. There's some places where I have them, like I have a real simple Movado watch. And when I'm in like the doctor's office or somewhere networking, like people who know what that is know what it is. It's not iced out or nothing like that. It's a real simple, basic black watch, but it's Movado. You know what I'm saying? So I need y'all to one, not really wear your wealth. Two, I need you to try to be on this quiet money hype. Um, yeah. But my point to that was saying, stop wearing your wealth. Invest your wealth. If you can go buy $1,000 Gucci backpack, really they started about almost 2 grand. I remember I was in anyway. If you can buy something or spend $1,200 on something, how about you go put that in a Roth or go let that sit in a money market account? Right now, interest rates is low, so it's not gonna do a whole lot. But even still, I feel like you should invest before you should go buy yourself something. Get excited about investing. Get excited about saving. You feel what I'm saying? Like some people out here throwing these extravagant birthday parties for these 1 and 2 and 3 year olds who ain't gonna remember the party. Do you have that amount of money saved up for them for their future? Are you putting aside money for them every month? Like there's no way I would spend $3,000 on a kid's birthday party, but you ain't got $3,000 saved in the account for me. And if you do, then this ain't for you. But I feel like I'm getting off topic. Stop wearing your wealth. Be smart about your money. And all those were examples of overspending. So, how do we avoid overspending? With all things, it's discipline. So, first, for me, I don't go to the store without a list. If I'm going to the grocery store, yeah, I have a list. You know how I make my list? I make my list based on what I'm going to cook for the next 10 to 12 days. Like I sit down and I write it out. That way I stick to my list. And another little simple thing that you may think is like asinine or like duh is I don't go to the grocery store when I'm hungry. I eat first and then I go. That way I'm not looking at everything and wanting everything. The other thing that I do when I'm going to Walmart or Target, guess what? I take my list and I stick to it. So before I go to those stores, I'm opening up the cabinet, seeing what I need, and I'm getting that. And what you'll notice is that when you go to the grocery store without a list, you'll buy something you already have. There's been times in my cabinet I've had like almost 10 things of refried beans because it's just a habit that while I'm in the store, this is before I started doing my list, I would just grab it because it was automatic. It was like part of the routine. So anytime you go into the store, have a list, right? Then the second thing is even when you spending the allowance money that you've given to yourself, you're like, okay, I'm going to say Ross or White House Black Market or Macy's. Set yourself a budget. Say, you know what? I want to buy a shirt, but I'm only going to spend this much of my allowance for a shirt. Set it, stick to it. Those things will help you when it comes to overspending. Um, yeah, that's all I got for right now. I wish this was longer and better, but this is what I got. One monkey don't stop the show. Um, there will be a part 2 of overspending. Continue to be disciplined about your money. If nothing else, I just need y'all to understand that money is a tool. Just like a hammer is a tool, money is a tool. And you need to use it correctly and wisely. Money is one of those things, and finances in general, is one of those things they don't teach you in school and they really should. You got to learn the value of your dollar. Like, not to talk politics, but you hear about the cancel culture. They hate the cancel culture right now because a lot of people are learning the value of their dollar. Like I said, money is a tool, money talks. So use your tool. You have your tool. Use your tool wisely. wisely, because if you anything misused will get taken away from you. And right now, money is being taken away from us. Right now, with this whole PPP and all the different, like, money was in the streets in 2020. And I saw when I was on vacation, when I would take a break and go do something or go somewhere, I just saw money being misused so many different ways. That's part of the reason why the money talks came around, because regardless of what the news said, there was an opportunity for a wealth transfer from one group of people to another. But I saw my people wilding out, eating their money, literally. Instead of saving it, you at Morton's, or you just out and about wilding out, not respecting it, misusing the tool. So check your spending, be disciplined, be better, use your list, always go back to your budget. Put yourself on a budget anytime you walk into a store. Have something set in your mind of what you're going to spend and what you're going to allow yourself to spend. Money is a tool. Use it wisely. I'll see y'all next Monday.